All right, so today I am joined by up and coming actor Jacob Skidmore. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So let me begin by asking, how excited are you for the theatrical release of your new film, Skillhouse?
I am so excited. I am so excited. I've always wanted to be in a horror movie. I love horror movies. I'm a very big fan of the genre. So, this is like a huge bucket list thing to be in a horror film.
Awesome. Yeah, so Skillhouse dives into the dark side of influencer culture. What was your first reaction when you read the script, and what drew you to this project?
Well, I thought it was a really clever script. It was written by, well, the film is written and directed by Josh Stolberg, who wrote the last couple Saw movies.
Yeah.
And I read the script. I thought it was really clever. I was really excited that there was a gay character in the show that, because the horror genre, it's hard to find like queer characters in the horror genre. I guess there's more now, but yeah, so I was like really excited about that. And yeah, my first impression was that it was just like a really cool script. I didn't really, the people who were attached to the project at the time, like kind of all changed around before we actually went into production and started shooting.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was really exciting.
That's awesome. So yeah, tell us a little bit more about your character. Who do you play?
I play Sebastian Bousman. We all play the main cast are the top 10 biggest influencers in the world, and we all get kidnapped and we wake up in this house and we basically learn that there are rules and we have to post to live or die or survive this game. And yeah, so that's the so I play one of the top influencers, a gay influencer.
Awesome. And blending
Mhm.
horror with social commentary, what did you want to bring to this character? How did you prepare for it?
Um, I I did well, I worked with an acting coach. I broke down the scripts. I we all we as a cast, a bunch of us got together and we went to a park in the valley and we all kind of talked over our scenes and our characters together before we went in. I think it was before we went into the first table read of it. It was either before or right after. And we all kind of shared like what we were thinking, what we were going to bring to the character, and yeah, that was really helpful.
Definitely. And with this being your first horror film, what was the most challenging or unexpected part of this experience?
Um, yeah, well, it's uh it's really it's really difficult because in film you shoot out of sequence.
Hmm.
So it's kind of it's really difficult to be like crying and screaming and then like doing a completely neutral scene or vice versa, like minutes in between each other with minutes in between each other. So it can kind of feel like schizophrenic when you're on the set. But it obviously, I was like in love. I was like, this is what I want. Like, this is, I want to be in a horror movie. Like, this is what it's like. And yeah, and screaming is really can do a lot. Can give on your head and your like body. It's really exhausting. Can
Definitely.
give you a migraine.
So playing in this genre really pushed you as an actor in new ways.
Yeah, yeah. It was yes, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, working with Josh Stolberg, who, like you said, worked in with the Saw movies and Spiral. Yeah. So what was it like working with him, and how did his vision really enhance that experience?
He's such a great guy. He is like such a friendly, like upbeat, like it's just so funny because he writes these crazy like torture, like intense horror films.
Yeah.
And he's just like the sweetest guy. He was such a great director. We are still, we're still in contact. I mean, I called him the other night. So yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Great. Well, what do you ultimately hope audiences take away from Skillhouse?
Um, I think that I hope that everyone just has fun. I hope that everyone has fun. Everyone, because it's kind of it's kind of like bringing it back. One of the producers said, like, we're bringing it back to the old fashioned, like, slasher movies. So
Mhm.
I hope that everyone kind of takes that away and just goes into it and has fun.
For sure. And as someone building a career in the spotlight, how do you personally navigate the pressures of visibility and public perception?
Um, about me as an actor.
Yeah.
Um, I I'm pretty new. I'm figuring it out as I go.
Mhm.
I mean, it's been a really crazy time. I moved to LA in 2019 right before the pandemic. So it's been kind of a crazy time for me since I've been in LA and
Yeah.
working as an actor. So it's been really challenging. I've with talks with my manager and my team. It's all just like trying because I don't have a perspective of what it was like before
Yeah.
the pandemic. Everyone's kind of like feeling their way around the new kind of way the industry is structured now.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
Mhm.
since you absolutely love horror, what are some of your other favorite horror films?
Okay, so I'm a really big fan of like horror from the 80s.
Me too.
Um,
That genre.
yes, okay. So I love like I love there's a series called Slumber Party Massacre.
I know that one. Yeah,
And okay, have you seen Slumber Party Massacre 2?
I have. Yes.
Okay, that one is the one that I'm like, I just need to press this movie as much as possible because it is just the most wildest,
Yeah.
fun movie in the world. I love that. There's another movie called The Burning, which is kind of like a Friday the 13th. It
Wasn't
came
that
out.
wasn't that like in the early 80s, 1981? Jason
Mhm.
Alexander?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Jason Alexander and Holly Hunter's in it, like as basically an extra. It's just like so crazy,
Yeah.
these like random actors. No, I love that one because it's like in the style of the Friday the 13th,
Mhm.
but it's not like a Jason one, it's like a standalone one, which is kind of unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those. I have a rack of a bunch of
Love it.
horror movies and films behind me.
Love it. No, like the 80s horror movies just in general, it's just like it's just its own genre in itself. And it's just so unique to compare to what horror is now and how it's evolved. And it's like it really paved the way for a lot of our good movies today.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And growing up and watching them, I like they were, when I was really, really young, like horror movies kind of scared me. I
Mhm.
remember I stayed with my grandparents a lot when I was younger, and we on like a sleepover one night, we like camped in the front yard,
Nice.
and and we watched Creature from the Black Lagoon before
Black.
camping in the front yard. And they had like a little water feature, so it sounded like we were by a lake. And I remember being a child being like, the lagoon monster is gonna get me. um, but then I like grew up and like started being like, oh my gosh, these like fierce, oh my gosh, like Friday the 13th Part 2, like these like
Mhm.
fierce, intense final girls. Like I loved those, and I
Yeah.
still do.
Yes, they're amazing. Love it. Well, you
Hmm.
only have a couple other acting credits to your name,
Hmm.
including the popular Netflix series Trinkets. Has this
Hmm.
always been your dream career?
Um, acting, it kind of morphed as I
Right.
grew up. I started out as a dancer.
Okay.
I started out first as a tap dancer, and then I joined like a dance company, kind of like how Dance Moms is kind of how I describe it. It's a competition team. You go to competitions and do shows. I grew up in Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
Um, and then I got kind of and then I started taking I think singing lessons at that time. And then that obviously turned into musical theater. And then I was like, wait, I love this so much more. Um, and then I started doing theater in Portland and I joined a conservatory in Portland for throughout high school. And then that's what got me into the door to be able to audition for Trinkets, which shot in Portland.
Gotcha. Very nice.
Mhm.
You have also been very vocal about the importance of LGBTQ plus representation in media. How does that passion inform the roles you take or the projects you pursue?
Um, I it I mean, I'm kind of I kind of mostly go out for gay parts.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where it's, I just think that w- as it's this, we want more, the queer community wants more representation in film and TV. The queer community wants more representation in horror. Like horror has a huge queer audience.
Yeah.
And that's why I was also part of the reason I was so excited to do this movie too. Um, so so definitely, yeah, I think that there needs to be more representation, especially in these like genres that have such a big queer following.
Do you think Hollywood is getting better with this representation?
Um, yes, I hope in the future it doesn't stop. I hope it keeps getting better.
Yes, yes. Is there a certain role you would love to play at some point?
uh, yeah, I want to play like I want to I think that I do my best when someone writes a character for like a crazy woman and then like I get thrown in and like I bring some like crazy aspect to it.
Yeah.
So yes, I want to play like a Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd or something
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
hmm
Awesome.
I
Love
feel
it.
like that would be a dream.
Well, have you done any kind of drag before?
I used to go to school, like in high school, in a full face of makeup,
Really?
and I would wear like stiletto heels. I was insane. I would drive to school. I'm 6'3", and I used to drive a Volkswagen Beetle, and I used to have like stiletto heels, and I would be like driving in my car, like barely
Oh,
able to drive on the gas pedal with my heels. So yeah, I kind of grew up went through high school when it was all kind of like there were boys doing makeup on like I think James Charles was like the cover boy.
yeah.
That was around when I was in high school, and so I definitely experimented with that a lot. That's I think what I was known for. If people were to take away what going to high school with me, it's like I was the kid that would wear like drag to school.
Love it. That's fantastic. We need more of those kids out there in high school these days. Love it.
I know we do.
Well, as someone pushing for change and someone who's still relatively new in the Hollywood industry, what advice would you give the young queer creatives trying to break into this into film and TV?
I would say just don't listen to trust your gut. I've had a couple teachers over the time that I've been working
Mm.
uh say stuff to me like yeah, well, you'll never work as a straight role because of your voice. Like
Yeah.
you have such a gay voice, you have a gay lisp, and I can give you this to work on, but you'll never ever be cast as this until you fix your voice.
Mhm.
So and part of me is like that it's just like it's such like an fu to me. I'm just like whatever. So I would say especially to young people to just like be wary of who you're taking advice from and trust yourself and stay true to yourself. I think would be it's the tried and true, but I think that
Yes,
that's an important thing.
definitely, I agree. Well, what are some other future goals you hope to accomplish with your career and platform, let's say in the next 5 years?
Well, so I grew up as a dancer and a singer. So I would really love to work in theater, musical theater, sing and dance because I can kick. I almost did that. I can kick, I can stretch, and I can kick. I'm 50. Um, but yeah, I was like, I would love to do that. That's like where the nucleus of just me working in the entertainment industry is like rooted in.
Awesome, fantastic.
Mhm.
Well, Jacob, how can one stay up to date with you the best?
Yeah, I'm only on Instagram,
Okay,
and I'm just at my name, Jacob.Skidmore.
okay, perfect. Well, then before we wrap up, are there any other upcoming projects or anything else you'd like to mention or plug at this time?
Uh, there are, but I can't talk about them
Okay,
publicly yet. So I would just say follow my Instagram, and that will, and I'll keep you updated.
fantastic.